Hi everyone, welcome back to another session of Computer Network series. So in this video, I'll be discussing 50 MCQs. So the basic questions and questions related to the physical and the data link layer. So let us get started. So the first question is so the data communication system has how many components? So it has got 5 components. So what are those 5 components? Are its message, then sender. So the components are message, sender, receiver, medium, and protocol. Okay, so these are the 5 components of data communication system. So let us see the second question. The second question is, in dash mode, both stations can transmit and receive simultaneously. So transmission between two nodes, for example, A and B, can happen at the same time. So what is that? So it is called as full duplex communication. So in full duplex mode, both the stations can transmit and receive at the same time. Simultaneously means that at the same time. So let us move on to the third question. So dash topology is commonly used for LANs. So for the LANs, the star topology is used. Okay, most commonly used topology is the star topology for LANs. LANs means local area networks. So the fourth question is, dash topology requires more number of links or wires. So it is the mesh topology. So in the mesh topology, you will be having, it's a point-to-point communication connection between the two devices. So there will be more number of links and wires. Say for example, I'm having 3 devices. So there will be communication between every other device. So in this case, A is connected to B and C, and B is connected again to A and C, and C is connected to A and B. So this is an example of mesh topology. And here you can see that the number of links over here and the wires are more compared to the other topologies. So the answer is mesh. So the next question is, dash is used for coverage distance between 5 kilometers to 60 kilometers. So it is the metropolitan area network. So this is connections within the city, inside the city. So it is considered to be MAN, metropolitan area network. So connections within a building is the LAN, and connection like 2 persons, 100 meters, within 100 meters is a PAN, and wide area network is across the globe. So this is the fifth question, and the answer is MAN. And next is, which of the following layer is not available in TCP/IP model? In TCP/IP model, so we have the network interface, and then the network layer, transport layer, and the application layer. So you do have in TCP/IP, we have application layer. So option B is not the correct one. So not available, right? So application layer is available. And then the transport layer is also available. And the network layer is also available. So something which is not available in the TCP/IP is the presentation layer. So the answer is the presentation layer. So presentation layer is not available in TCP/IP. So it is there in the OSI reference model, but presentation layer is not there in the TCP/IP model. So the next question is, in the OSI model, as a data packet moves from the upper layer to the lower layers, headers are what? So headers are added. Okay. So as the data moves from the top layers, the headers, the lower layers will add headers and then give it to the layer below it. So the headers are added as the data moves from the upper layers to the lower layers. For example, the protocol data unit of the transport layer is a segment, or we also call it as the datagram. So the layer below this transport layer is the network layer. So the transport layer will give the segment to the network layer, and the network layer will add a header to it and make a packet. Okay, so it will add a header to the segment that it received, and this entire protocol data unit at the network layer is called as the packet. So now this packet is given to the data link layer. So the data link layer will receive the packet from the network layer, and what it will do is it will again add a header to this. Okay, so here it is the packet, it will add the header, and now this entire protocol data unit is considered to be the frame. And now the data link layer will give this frame to the physical layer. So as the data moves from the as the data packet moves from the upper layers to the lower layers, the headers are added. Data link layer lies between dash layer and the network layer. As I already told you in the previous example, that the data link layer, the layer above it is the network layer, and the layer below it is the physical layer. Okay, so you can see like it is in between, like the physical layer and then the network layer. So the answer is physical layer. So next question is, which of the following layer is responsible for framing? So the data link layer is responsible for framing. Okay, so the responsibilities of the data link layer are like framing, error control, and data control. Okay, so apart from this, it also does the access control. Okay, so these are all the responsibilities of the data link layer. So responsibility for framing is the data link layer. Which of the following is not a framing method? Okay, fine. So the framing methods are character count is a framing method, bit stuffing is a framing method, and byte stuffing is also a framing method. So the question is like, which is not a framing method? So CRC is not a framing method. CRC is error detection technique. Okay, so CRC is error detection technique. So it's not a framing method. Next question is, which of the following is not an error detection technique? So which is not an error detection technique? So parity checking is an error detection technique. Checksum is error detection technique. CRC is also error detection technique. So which is not an error detection technique? So it is piggybacking. So piggybacking is not an error detection technique. So piggybacking is a technique where the acknowledgement is delayed and the acknowledgement is sent along with the data. Okay, so along with the data packet, the acknowledgement is piggybacked and it is transmitted. Rather than sending two packets like the data packet and then the acknowledgement and increasing the traffic in the medium, both the acknowledgement and the data are combined together in a single packet and it is transmitted. So that is piggybacking, and which is not an error detection method. So let us see the 12th question. Dash is based on polynomial arithmetic and binary division. So which is CRC. Okay. So polynomial arithmetic and binary division. So we'll be calculating cyclic redundancy code. So the CRC code is generated by using the polynomial arithmetic and binary division. So this is the 12th question. So in Hamming code, number of redundant bits can be calculated using the dash formula. So the formula is this one. Okay. So what is the formula? 2 power r is greater than or equal to m plus r plus 1. So what is m over here? M is the data number of bits in the data word. And what is r? R is the number of redundant bits. Okay. So how many bits you need to add? So here we'll be calculating the number of redundant bits to be added by using this particular formula. Okay, so the formula is 2 power r should be greater than or equal to m plus r plus 1. This is the formula. So next question is, dash is a technique that allows two stations working at different speeds to communicate. So this is flow control. So flow control is a mechanism in which like two stations which are working at different speeds can communicate to each other, and based on the speeds, like they can adjust their speeds of transmission. So flow control is the technique. And next question, which of the following is an example of wireless LAN? It is Wi-Fi. Okay, so the rest of the techniques, Ethernet, and then this IEEE standard 802.3, and then FDDI. So all these are the wired LANs. Okay, so these are example of wired LANs. So Wi-Fi is an example of wireless LAN. Which of the following is not a flow control mechanism for noiseless channels? Okay, so noiseless channels, for noiseless channels, so there are two kinds of channels, noiseless and noisy channels. So not a flow control mechanism for the noiseless channels. So this is go back N. Go back N is a technique, flow control technique that is used in noisy channels. Okay, so it is used in the noisy channels. So not the flow control mechanism for noiseless. So the option is B. So next question is, which of the following is a sliding window protocol? So selective repeat is an example of sliding window protocol. So we have seen go back N protocol, right? So this is also a sliding window protocol, and selective repeat ARQ is also an example of sliding window protocol, right? So next question is, which of the following is more efficient and resends only the damaged frames? So as I told you, like these three are the techniques which are used in noisy channels. In these three, these two are the techniques which uses the sliding window protocol. So sliding window is an imaginary window, like we'll be creating so to do the flow control. So sliding window protocol, these two follows the sliding window protocol, and among these two, like selective repeat ARQ is the one which will be sending only the damaged frames. So the answer is A. Okay, so A is the answer. It is more efficient compared to go back N protocol, because in go back N protocol, all the frames in the window will be sent. If any one of the frame is lost or it didn't receive an acknowledgement, so entire frames in the entire window, all the frames in the entire window are resent. But in selective repeat ARQ, only the frames, the damaged frames will be sent. So moving on to the next question, advantage of piggybacking. So as I already told you, like piggybacking is a technique wherein like we'll be combining the acknowledgement along with the data packet. So data plus acknowledgement are transmitted rather than sending acknowledgement separately and data packet separately. So data frame and the acknowledgement, if we send it separately, what happens is like it will be using the bandwidth. Okay, so more bandwidth is consumed. So now the advantage of piggybacking is that we are combining these two together and sending it, so that we are saving the bandwidth. So the advantage of piggybacking is saves bandwidth. Which of the following protocol detects and handles collision? Okay, so detects the collision. So it is CSMA CD. So which is carrier sense multiple access collision detection technique. How many layers are present in the OSI model? So there are 7 layers present in the OSI model. So what are those layers? So the layers are, so the application layer, which is on the top. So this is the topmost layer. So the application layer. So below the application layer, we do have the presentation layer. And then below this, the session layer. And then the transport layer. Then the network layer. And the data link layer. And the last layer, which is the physical layer. Okay, so these are all the 7 layers starting from application layer to the physical layer. So how many layers are present in OSI model? There are 7 layers. Number of links in a mesh topology having n nodes. So as I already have shown you, like in the previous question, okay, so in the mesh topology, there will be point-to-point link in from every node to every other node. So the number of links will be n into n minus 1 by 2. Okay, so this is the answer. So moving on to the next question, dash is a set of rules like that determines what is communicated and how it is communicated and when it is communicated. So what is communicated, how it is communicated, and when it is communicated. So it is a protocol. Next question. So the functionality of the presentation layer includes, okay, so the functionality of the presentation layer is like data representation. In the OSI model, as a data packet moves from the lower to the upper layers. Okay, so in the previous question, I told you like headers are added when they are moving from the upper layers to the lower layers. As the data moves from the lower layers to the upper layers, then the headers are removed. Okay, so say for example, from the data link layer, and the packet need to be sent to the network layer. So the data link layer will remove the header and give the data to the network layer. The network layer in turn will again take off the header and give the segment to the transport layer. So this is what will happen when the data moves from the lower layers to the upper layers. Guided medium examples. Okay, so the examples of the guided media is fiber optics. Guided medium are like the fiber optics, then twisted pair cables and coaxial cables. All these are the examples of the guided media. So the answer is fiber optics. Okay, so this is the answer. So example of guided medium is fiber optics. Which layer is present between network layer and the session layer? So which layer is present? So the layer is the transport layer. So you can see like between the session and the network layer, you do have the transport layer. So which layer is in between network layer and the session layer? It is the transport layer. Character stuffing is also called as, so it is also called as byte stuffing. So both are same. CRC is based on division. In Hamming code, suppose the number of data bits is 7, then the number of redundant bits can be. Okay, so here say for example, I have given you a formula. So which is 2 power r should be greater than or equal to m plus r plus 1. So what is m over here? So m is equal to 7. Okay, so the data bits, number of data bits. So now we need to find the r. Okay, so redundant bits. So for that, initially we'll be taking the redundant bits to be 1. So we'll use the formula and try to find out. 2 power 1 is greater than or equal to m is nothing but 7. 7 plus 1 plus 1. So which is 9. 7 plus 1 plus 1. So which is 9, and 2 is greater than or equal to. So this failed. So r is equal to 1 failed. So now I'll be taking r is equal to 2. So 2 power 2 is greater than or equal to 7 plus 2 plus 1. So which is 9 plus 1, which is 10. So 2 power 2 is 4. 4 is greater than or equal to 10. Even this failed. So let us now consider r is equal to 2 failed. So let us now take r to be 3. So 2 power 3 is greater than or equal to 7 plus 3 plus 1. So which is 11. And 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. 8 is greater than or equal to 11. Also did not work for us. Okay, so let us take r is equal to 4. So which is 2 power 4 greater than or equal to 7 plus 4 plus 1. Okay, so which is 12. Okay, so this is like 2 power 4. 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 2s are 16. So 16 is greater than or equal to 12. So this satisfied for us. So now the redundant bits R is equal to 4. So the answer is this one. Okay. So then the number of redundant bits can be 4. Which of the following task is not done by the data link layer? So the data link layer will not be doing the routing. Okay. So it will do the framing, flow control and error control. All these are the responsibilities of the data link layer, except for the routing. The layer which will be doing the routing is the network layer. Okay, so the layer which will do the routing is the network layer. So it is not the responsibility of the data link layer. So which is routing. So the next question is, which of the following is an example of wired LAN? Okay, so wired LAN, Ethernet is an example of wired LAN. So this is the answer. Okay, so Wi-Fi, Piconet, and Bluetooth, all these are examples of wireless LAN. Ethernet is an example of a wired LAN. The switch is dash layer device. Okay, so the switch is the data link layer device. So it is a device which will be there in the data link layer. Dash is used to connect two LANs together. So bridge is used to connect two LANs together. So there will be two ports for the bridge. So on one port, like you can have one type of LAN, and on the other side, like you can have another type of LAN. So it will combine these two LANs together to make a bigger LAN. So bridge is the device which is used to connect two LANs. Stop and wait ARQ, sender and receiver window size will be what? Okay, so the size will be 1. Okay, so the sender side, the window size will be 1, and the receiver side, the window size will be 1. So stop and wait ARQ. So what is meant by ARQ? ARQ is automatic repeat request. Automatic repeat request. Okay, so what is meant by automatic repeat request? It's an error control mechanism for data transmission, wherein like acknowledgements are used, like the positive or the negative acknowledgements are used, and timeouts are used to achieve reliable data transmission over an unreliable communication link. Okay, stop and wait is such kind of protocol. ARQ is a protocol which is used in the noisy channels, and wherein the sender's side window size and the receiver side window size will be of 1. Okay, right. So go back and ARQ, receiver window size is always, the receiver window size will always be 1. Okay, so the receiver window size will always be equal to 1. The technique of temporarily delaying outgoing acknowledgements so that they can be hooked onto the next outgoing data frame is called as piggybacking. I already have explained you this in the previous slides. So next question is flow control mechanism for noisy channels. So stop and wait, yes. ARQ, and go back and S, selective repeat ARQ, S. So all these are the mechanisms, flow control mechanisms for the noisy channels. So the answer is D. Problems of simple stop and wait protocol. So what are the problems? So the problems are like the data packet can loss of data packet and the loss of acknowledgements. So both A and B, okay, are the problems of simple stop and wait protocol. Next question. So dash allows the stations to transmit whenever they have data to be sent. So whenever there is data to be sent, the station can transmit the data, and it is possible in pure aloha. Okay, so in pure aloha, So this is access control. Protocols, Pure Aloha, CSMA, CD, CSMA, CS, CA, all these are access control protocols. So these protocols, which are random access protocols. So among all these protocols, Pure Aloha is a technique in which like the station can transmit. Whenever it is having a data, it will just transmit it onto the shared medium. Okay, so the answer is Pure Aloha. So let us solve a problem. So network with CSMA CD protocol. So CSMA stands for carrier sense multiple access. CD stands for collision detection protocol. So this collision detection happens in the wide medium. Okay, so in the wide medium, collision detection is possible. So this happens at the MAC layer, and we are saying is it's running with 1 Gbps over a 1 kilometer cable with no repeaters. Okay, right. The signal speed in the cable is 2 into 10 power 8 meters per second. And we need to find out the minimum size of the frame. So the bandwidth is, so the bandwidth here is 1 Gbps, so which is like gigabits per second. And then the distance is equal to, so 1 kilometer. And the signal speed in the cable, so the speed is like is equal to 2 into 10 power 8, okay, meters per second. So it's the approximately like near to the light speed. And then the minimum frame size. So you need to find out the frame size L. So TFR, so which is the frame transmission time, which is equal to the size of the frame or the message size by the bandwidth. Okay, so this is the formula. And in CSMA, the frame transmission time will be equal to 2 into the propagation time. So which is nothing but the delay, transmission propagation delay. So we'll substitute this in this particular place. Okay, so we'll say L by bandwidth is equal to 2 into TP. So we need to find L. So I'll bring everything on to the other side. So L is equal to 2 into TP into bandwidth. So the propagation time is equal to TP is equal to, so the formula is like time is equal to distance by speed. So that is equal to, so the distance is like 1. It is like kilometers. So I'm converting it into meters. So which is 10 power 3. So 1 into 10 power 3. By the speed is 2 into 10 power 8. Okay, so which is 2 into 10 power 8. So what I'll be getting? So I'll be getting so 1 by, so I'm substituting this over here. So 1 by 2 into 10 power 5. So what is the bandwidth over here? So which is 1 Gbps. Okay, so 1 Gbps is nothing but 1 into 10 power 9. Okay, so this 2 and this 2 goes off, and this will go off here with 10 power 4. So what I got? 1 into 10 power 4. Okay, so which is equal to okay, so 10,000 bits. Okay, so the answer is 10,000 bits. So here we have another question. So here, like, we need to calculate the CRC for the message. So this is the message, and this is the polynomial. So the polynomial is 1, x5 is there, so I have 1. X power 4 is there, so I'll be putting a 1. X power 3 is not there, so I'm putting a 0. So x power 2 is there, 1. X is not there, so there is a 0, and then constant is there, 1. So this is the generator. So the polynomial converted into bits is 110101. So, and this is the message. So now let us do the polynomial division. So which is 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. So I'm dividing it 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So we need to do the division. So ones are like 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Okay. So I'll be getting 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. Okay. So I'm bringing this down. And again, ones are 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Okay. So which is 0, 1, 1, 1. Okay. So this has come here. So I'm bringing this down. So which is 1, 1, 0, 1. So I need 6 digits. So I'm bringing this down. So again, ones are 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. The coefficient is not needed. So I'm just doing the XOR operation. So I'm not writing any quotient over here. 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. So I got 4 ones. So bring this down for 1. So I need 6 digits, bits. Okay. So I'm bringing this also down. So it is like 5 ones and a 0. So 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So do the XOR operation. So I get 1, 1, 0, 1. Okay. So now I'm bringing this 0 down and this 0 down. So again, these ones are like 1, 1, 0, 1 and 0, 1. Do the XOR operation. So I get 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. Okay. 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. So now I'm bringing this 0 down to make it 6 digits for this one. Okay. So I have 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Do the XOR operation. So I get 1, 1, 1. And all these are zeros, right? Okay. So I have a 0 here before. And then I'm bringing this 0 down. So there are only 5 digits over here. So there are no more left numbers over bits over here. And I cannot do the division because I have 5 bits over here and here I have 6 bits. So I'll stop here and this is my CRC. Okay, so what is the answer? So the answer is A. So which is 0, 1, 1, 0. Right. Let us move on to the next question. 3 or more devices share a link in dash connection. Okay, so point to point is where like I'll be having 1 to 1 and 3 or more devices sharing a link, it will be multi-point connection. So the option is A. So the next question is Bluetooth is an example of what? So it's an example of personal area network. So which is also considered to be PAN. So this is LAN and this is VPN. Okay. So which is an example of personal area network. The next question is the physical layer concerns with. So the physical layer is concerned with bit to bit delivery. Okay. So this is the option. And which multiple access technique is used by IEEE 802.11 standard for wireless LAN? So the option is B. Okay, so carrier sense multiple access collision avoidance. Okay, so collision avoidance is especially used in wireless LANs. Okay, so which is a standard IEEE 802.11. And CSMS CD, this is for wired. And next question, which one of the following events is not possible in the wireless LANs? So which is not possible? So as I already told you, in the wireless LANs, okay, so collision detection is not possible. So that's the reason why we go with collision avoidance. So the option is A. So the next question is the first operational computer network in the world was the dash for the United States Department of Defense. Okay, and it is nothing but ARPANET. ARPANET is the first computer network in the world. The next question is Dash is the protocol suite for current internet. So it is TCP/IP network, transmission control protocol and internet protocol. So is the protocol suite for the current internet. So next question is, in pure Aloha, the vulnerable time is dash, the frame transmission time. Okay, so what is the vulnerable time? Vulnerable time is the time during which there are chances of collision. So the vulnerable time in pure Aloha is calculated as, so vulnerable time is equal to 2 into TFR. Okay, so this is the vulnerable time. So vulnerable time is equal to 2 into TFR. TFR is nothing but frame transmission time. So what is the answer? So the answer is, like, it is 2 times the frame transmission time. So these are the 50 computer networks questions, my friends. Hope this video is helpful to you. Thank you for watching.